Over there.
I keep saying I'm gonna make a blooper reel one of these days. I'm gonna monetize it, that's how we're gonna. Raise money.
That's just gonna zip the word. Oh, I found it.
Okay. 2 minutes, that thing's slower and slower. We should hit Jeff on because that's the last one.
2 minutes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
There you go. That's good.
See if I screwed up anything and then look at the other. I can do it. No.
Jeff
Doesn't like to hold time.
Jeff couldn't probably reach it.
I can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but EMS is already here, if I try it.
Better than I can, let me tell you. Don't start me.
Go.
You wanna take my phone? I'll go.
Yeah. That's where Mike Hurts used to always sit, when not you.
Okay, we'll call to order the City of Mayville Public Safety Committee meeting Monday, April 27th at 6 p.m. Take the roll call, please.
Alderperson Henkel. Here. Alderperson Smith.
Here.
Alderperson Winter. Here. We have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any citizens' comments tonight? Seeing none. Approval of the minutes of March 23rd, 2026 Public Safety Committee meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
It would need to be, you're not on this.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
All right, thanks.
thank you.
I was tired of
I
waiting.
wasn't at the last.
I'll second it.
So,
All right.
All those in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Number 5, discuss with possible action, possible recommendation, Cardinal Lane's 5-year anniversary celebration.
So the owner of Cardinal Lanes had contacted the mayor and myself. They are looking to do a 5-year anniversary celebration. They did have some questions when it came to the liquor licensing component of it. So part of what they're doing is they'd like to have outside bands, babes tournaments, things like that. How their liquor license currently sits, they cannot sell alcohol outside. So a liquor license is tied to a premise. So unless, like on renewal, they would like to designate an outside area for basically outdoor dining, like if you think like Don Ramone's or someone like that does the outdoor dining, it has to be included in that licensure premise. So per state statute, I cannot let him serve the alcohol outside. He has spoken to me about getting a nonprofit to get a picnic license. So looking solely at the liquor licensing aspect of it, I could license if they had someone like Main Street or the Chamber come in to do it technically. I would have to have it on file for 15 days before I can issue it. It sounds like the celebration he'd like to do sometime in April. Well, April's not going to happen, but if he does it in May, I mean, we have to adhere to those timelines. But as far as bands outside, bags, whatnot, with the parking lot and the proximity to the street, the reason we put it here is to see what you all think about it. You know, certainly we can ask the PD if they have issues with that. Bands outside, I don't know if we have issues with the
Did he give you a
amplifying
timeline?
noise.
Did he give you a time of the bands?
That's what I was.
Not yet, no.
Okay, and then my other question is there gonna be a problem with, that parking lot is shared with State Farm and
He
them?
did indicate he owns the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
I thought he said something that the band would be done by 5 PM because the ordinance is on.
Okay,
I was gonna say, if it's done early enough,
There was
and
also,
they barricade that parking lot off, I don't have a problem with that.
there was an issue with it, you remember last
Yes.
Audubon days where he wanted to close it off and the other issue was not just the parking lot, but the alley that leads for fire reasons.
Right.
The back alley that goes off onto Bridge Street between what used to be Marsabilio's and the tavern there. I don't think he has control over that. There was a whole lot of issues because it congested all of Main Street and then they couldn't make it, so we ended up not approving it then or stopping it, but I don't know. Chief?
What do you think, Brian?
Well, the last time, there was a number of concerns. One, I don't think he wanted to block off his parking lot and put a band in there and that, and I don't think it's appropriate to block off the parking lot, so we can't get in and out of there if there's a problem, one. Two, the concern with the noise. Three, the fact that it's right on the state highway with the street, there was concern about distraction and that with drivers. Fourth issue was parking, because if we block up the parking lot, there's not any place for anybody to park. That was another concern. Also, it does not fit in the liquor license. I don't believe it's appropriate to take a private business and then decide we're gonna now make this a nonprofit, have it in their parking lot of their licensed establishment, have another person come in to do it. I think there we're just skirting the ordinances by doing that. I don't think that's appropriate.
And there was, here,
And I think if he wants to do it, he wants to have a celebration, great. He could do it in Allen Street Park when that's up, or do it up in Fireman's Park, or do it, or over in Foster Park. And that was what we talked about last time, and he didn't want to do that. So, that's as far as we got. But to do it in that parking lot, I don't think it's a safe location to do it.
Okay.
if his business, his building permit and his business zoning requires him to have parking for his customers. Well, if he uses his whole parking lot for this thing, then there's no parking for his customers. They have to park on the street, impact everybody else. And that was one of the big issues then.
Yeah, we had a number of meetings with him the last time this was brought up. And we brought a number of, options and suggestions and that, and he ended up doing something to Kikoski.
Oh, yeah, I
At that
remember
time.
that. Yep.
Because we couldn't come to any kind of agreement with something that would be legitimate here, because he wanted to have it in that parking lot, and I just don't think that that's a good idea. And that parking lot is shared, and there is a alleyway back there too. And I don't think that we can block that off. Even the alleyway back there with fire,
I'd like to
that'd be a
see
question for the fire department.
Right.
But that's as far as we got last time. So, and then, again, this is the first that I've heard of it being on this agenda tonight. I've not talked with anybody or anything up till today about it. So, and he also has not come and spoke with me about it, which the previous time he had come and talked to me a number of times about it. Yeah. So I find it interesting that I'm first hearing from him about it now.
Yeah.
So.
May I make a comment?
Sure.
I would like to take you back approximately 45 years ago. The corn roast was held in that area. Burgers, brats. I believe the canning factory at that time provided the corn for free. There wasn't a problem back then. I don't even know if you were born yet, Brian, but it was a big city function.
Sure.
And there wasn't a problem. So I just want to put that in your ear.
I think probably the biggest problem with the whole thing right now is the fact that he's licensed to sell alcohol inside his building. And the license does not extend to his parking lot. And I don't think we can give him permission to do that. Otherwise, we'd have to do that for everybody. I don't think that's a good idea.
So if a person bought their drink inside, they're not allowed to carry it outside?
Well, they could carry it outside if they have an established area like Don Ramone's does where they can sit and dine and that type of thing. There, they could do that.
And they would be beholden to the outdoor dining permit
Right.
that we have for a central downtown business.
Or does he just want to sell beer?
He wants to be able to sell alcohol while they're playing bags, is what I got out of the email. He did indicate that the nonprofit would come in and hold the temporary liquor license, would donate the proceeds, that it wouldn't go to them, but I don't know how much we can really enforce that or do anything once
We have
it's
to
in
be a
play.
beer license, right?
Picnic is, yes, that's beer.
How come he's not here tonight?
I do not know.
Did he know about the meeting?
Yes, we had emailed back and forth with him.
Okay.
Since that's a pretty confined space, how are they gonna enforce head count?
I do not know what limitations there would be with that.
But the access and egress, that parking lot is only functional because it has an emergency alley. And I think that's controlled by,
Yeah, the alleyway's private though.
yeah, and so I don't think, if somebody got hurt in there, I don't know how you take care of it either. I think it's ridiculous.
Who does that alley belong to?
I think it's, State Farm.
The one, the little,
State Farm.
Yes, it is, well,
State Farm owns it.
no,
Yeah, 'cause
I think it was
liquors-
sold to the guy, Tommy's, the guy.
Tom Borza?
Bottoms Up, I think, owns it now. It used to be, used to be controlled by the people who owned the liquor store, but I think they sold it to,
I'm looking at the plat now. It's owned by State Farm.
oh, it is.
Okay.
Hey, the mayor was right.
Yes.
And State Farm has 4 or 5 spaces, I guess, next to their building too, in that lot.
So I mean, certainly, you guys can take formal action, you can reach some sort of consensus, just, what you would like me to let him know it, if you'd be more comfortable with something of this nature and potential size being in a public park that's more adequately set up for an event like this.
That would be my suggestion, if he could do the pavilion or Foster Park, or like Ryan said. Anybody else?
Oh, last time I was the killer of fun, because I don't want to be the killer of fun, but I just don't think it's a great place to do it in that parking lot, especially with its relationship to Bridge and Main and busy intersection and all of the above.
Is it mainly because it's so enclosed there versus the park on Elm
Well,
Street?
the main thing is their liquor license doesn't extend to the parking lot. So that's the main reason that we can't allow it. But the second reason is just the proximity there with it being boxed in with the building and the walls, and then it's right on Main Street and Main and Bridge. It's just,
And I think Jeff brings up a good point too. They may have limitations with that size, with how many people they can have in that space as well. So it might actually truncate what they're trying to do. To have that many
And if
people
there were an
safely.
emergency, how would
Right.
first
Yeah,
responders
we're
get in
gonna
there?
move all the people if an ambulance has to get in there,
Right,
where they're gonna go. You're pushing
Right.
them on the sidewalks.
and they'll be on Main Street and Bridge Street.
Hey, no different than your back 40, and something happens back there, somehow you gotta get from the back 40 to the road.
Greenhead's a perfect place to do it.
So we can either table this or take no action, or
You can
just
take
let
no
it die.
action, you can
Yeah.
make a motion, reach a consensus, you can table it. Wherever you're leaning.
I'm gonna say no action. I'll make a motion to take no action. He's not
I'll second that,
here,
he's not
so-
here, so.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Monthly police department report to the public safety committee.
Well, it looks like since the last meeting, we've had 450 complaints. 1,154 to date. Currently, we're all in-service training, which is where I was today. We did DAT and ground training today, so I will not be able to walk tomorrow, I'm not used to. That's at WCTC. All the officers are required to do 24 hours of mandatory in-service training, and we'll all be attending that. Right now, we're currently working on a background for an applicant. We sent 3 individuals to the Police and Fire Commission to replace Officer Trunkle, who retired back in March, and we are on our 3rd applicant doing a background now. Equipment-wise, our 2026 squad from Capital Improvements has been delivered. It's at a upfitting company in Portage currently, and our 2021 Tahoe will be available for other departments who would like it within, I would say, the next month or so. We'll be holding a lottery, so everyone wants to let you in. Tornado sirens. I'm interested in feedback of the tornado sirens. I've gotten some good reviews since we installed the 5th one behind City Hall here. They went off a bunch of times with all the storm activity we're having. So if anybody hears anything or has concerns over that, please contact me at the police department. It sounds much better, and I think it seems to be working out. It's from what I'm getting. So, and they are working really well so far.
I can hear it from inside my house now, where I couldn't.
Yeah, I can too. I have had people complain that they can't hear them when they're inside,
Right.
but then I explain that they're not really to hear inside your house.
Right. So, but I don't know, from what I've got, just from the people that live just in the central part of town, that they had concerns last year before we installed this last one, and I think it's relieved most of the concern and most of the problems. So, and hopefully we don't need to use those things anymore this year. Other things, we did our drug drop box, and if people aren't aware, we do take in prescription medication, and that at the police department. You can drop it off, we secure it, and then we take it, DEA takes it over at State Patrol Headquarters in Fond du Lac where we drop it off. We dropped off 67.8 pounds of medication. It'll be disposed of through the DEA. And then also lastly, the McDonald's in town has sent us a bunch of bike safety award certificates, which give out free ice cream cones. We've got a whole bunch of those, so we'll be handing those out. So that's my report for April.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
What are the majority of the complaints about?
Ooh, I actually have a list here, you could tell you about that.
Just give me the top
I
2.
look really organized. This is all Judy and Jeremy, so.
Yes.
We had 123 traffic stops. We had 10 neighbor disputes. 97 area building checks. 11 welfare checks. We had 13 school complaints. 10 neighborhood disputes. We mutual aided other agencies 10 times. That's kind of the larger numbers. Otherwise, everything else is 5s and 4s, 9s. So.
Just want to know what our city can work on more to keep it at peace.
Yeah, no, for the most part, it's for this report, it's nothing too serious, but we definitely stay busy enough. It's averages out to 10, 12 complaints a day on average. So,
Thank you.
all right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, monthly fire department report to the public safety committee.
Good evening. Since our last meeting, we've had 12 calls for service, 5 alarms, 2 of which were billable, as we had faulty alarms that weren't maintained appropriately in a 24-hour period, so they were billed. 1 lift assist with EMS, ditch fire with the neighboring department, 3 weather spotting warnings, an oven fire, and 1 flight landing zone with EMS. Currently, roster sizes remain the same at 20. We have 3 in class right now at Marine Park, 4 driver operator pumper. The DNR supplied me the finalized copy of the memorandum of understanding that was approved at the last common council meeting. Annual driving program is starting up for the year. This is to get folks acclimated to driving apparatus in town, increase safety and awarenesses when we have periods without having a lot of calls. Some members don't get routine practice, so we want to make sure we get everybody through that. We'll also be doing the same for the 5 to 7 individuals who are allowed to operate the aerial. Inspections are ongoing. I have approximately 5 referrals that are open yet from the last cycle to end December of 25. There was 18 referred at that time, so businesses have been doing a good job of getting their corrections taken care of. Had to send out about a dozen naughty notes still as reminders, but they're taking care of them pretty quickly. In the last week, we've also spent some time working with the neighboring departments on some wildland burns, specifically with Kikoski and Iron Ridge. Any questions for me?
Good.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Monthly EMS report to public safety.
Good evening. Since last month, we are at 107 calls this month, which is quite a lot. We're staying pretty consistent. We were at 123 ahead of where we were last year, so we just keep staying about that amount. We're running probably 3 to 5 calls a day, depending on where we're at. We're in the final weeks of our EMS class. They'll be testing out for their national on the 20th of June. So everybody seems to be holding strong and doing really, really well. We are also going to be trying a new thing come fall where we're going to be, if staffing allows, be doing an EMT class and an 8 EMT class cohorts at the same time. Just because we are getting so much requests for EMT classes, but we want to hold an 8 EMT class since we are the only place that does it around here. So more information to come on that. Next month's training, we're going to be training with Jake Retzloff, who is a paramedic out of Beaver Dam Fire. Just practicing our MCI training for tornadoes, for if anything big happens, just so that we are ready to go. Staffing wise, we are during the day running 2-man crews with us having 4 full-time people on. If it's something where one of us would need to jump on because of whatever the emergency is, there's somebody around to be able to do that. So we have 2 of our people that call in for second or are on our service are now on medical leave. One may not be returning. Actually, they both may not be returning. We just found out next week. So we're testing the waters with 2-man crews during the day, and then we're kind of going from there. So, any questions?
I have a question. Are you operating out of the senior center yet?
Not yet, because we were in the middle of class when we took over, or when we were allowed to go in, and we didn't want to have to change locations. One of the things we were looking at is with these 2 cohorts, taking a look at that to see if we're able to use one. But I think they want a specific time, and it's sometimes very difficult for us to give that to them. They stopped in at the building last week or the week before. They want us to give them like exactly when we're going to be there and when we're going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
So
They have set times per the agreement they signed.
they do have set times.
Correct.
Yeah. So I have some concerns just because I can't have them walking in and out, and that's one of the things I'm a little hesitant about.
All right. Well, when you do, if you have any problems, make sure you let everybody know.
Yeah, I definitely will, because I did talk to the mayor and Annie, because when their president showed up at the station, he wanted me to send them a calendar on when we were gonna be there, and I told them I can't do that right now. And I explained our concerns.
You don't have to per the
Right,
agreement.
yeah, and they were very clear, so, yeah, like I said, my concern is that we're gonna be in the middle of something that could be HIPAA related, and they're gonna walk in,
Mhm.
and then I just don't wanna set us up for that right now, so. I mean, my goal is hopefully that we can use it if we have to do 2, because it is a lot bigger of a space. But we'll have to see. Keep you in the loop.
Alright.
I think so.
Thanks, Julie.
Yep.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You're adjourned at
6:23.
6:23.
Public Works is now, Alderperson Baker's the chair.
I'd like to call to order the City of Mayville Public Works Committee meeting for April 27th at 6:24 PM. Please take the roll.
Alderperson Baker,
Here.
Alderperson Smith,
Here,
Alderperson Olson.
Here,
We have a quorum.
Any citizen comments? Seeing none. Can I get approval of the minutes for the March 23rd, 2026 Public Works Committee meeting?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Motion by Smith,
second.
second by Olson. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 4, discuss possible action, monthly takes and a report to the Public Works Committee.
Welcome. Good evening. Just a few updates on what's been happening at TAG over the past couple of weeks. A lot of positive momentum across programming and facility improvements. Starting with programming, we're wrapping up our summer guide, which should be released this week. Includes a lot of new offerings such as strong bodies, water volleyball, high school summer camps, a babysitting course, safe at home, and our craft and splash. We're trying to get creative and do a lot of programs, a little cost just to bring in people. Also we remarketed some of our membership information to make sure we're passing those out to our daily users. Senior Meals is officially beginning at TAG May 4th, and there was a front page article in the newspaper this week highlighting that, and we are excited to welcome them. We also hosted the Health Hub event with Dodge County, which continues to, we were one of their most attended locations. They expressed interest in continuing the partnership with us moving forward, maybe doing this event or possibly like a family fest event with the county. On the facility side, we completed several projects recently. The new carpet and flooring transitions are finished and the new TVs have been installed in the fitness center. And we're currently working with Genesis to finalize sound integration on the TVs. We also completed repairs on one of the golf simulators, so now we have both units back up and running. All those projects were completed with Bakuber and TAG Inc. contributions. So that was good. We're all good, but using the contributions from the groups that are supporting. We did meet with Focus on Energies. They shared that our building is performing very well in terms of energy efficiency. They did identify a future need to replace an air handling unit within the next 5 years, so we're beginning to gather information just for the scope of that project. We also received a $65,000 contribution from TAG Inc., allowing us to address several priority needs, including some pool maintenance, equipment updates, facility improvements, but we're trying to be very intentional about stretching those funds. From a staffing and operations standpoint, we held an all-staff in-service. We reintroduced staff expectations checklist and an attendance policy. We've already seen improvements in communication and accountability, so that was very successful. We did that Sunday with our lifeguard in-service, so it worked out really well. And the mayor was able to attend and give all of our staff a slight update, so that was really nice. Lastly, we worked to continue working on membership options, sponsorship opportunities, and partnerships. I will have more proposals for you regarding that in the near future. I have some big meetings this week with TAG Inc. and Bakuverse, so looking to have some more answers about things, but overall moving in a positive direction, so it's good. Any questions?
Those simulators get used a lot?
So much, yes. I think the revenue's actually doubled from last year already at this point in the year, so. John did a great job at setting up those leagues, and those leagues have been phenomenal. Parker actually set up a meeting with the golf course here in Mayville too, to maybe do some kind of partnership. Not exactly sure what that's gonna look like, but just to increase usage, but they do get used a ton, and unfortunately during our league, the camera got hit, so that was $1,600 to replace the camera. John came over and he installed the new camera for us. We used the tagging contribution to purchase the camera, found out that they should have been included with these pads that protect the camera originally, which weren't, so we got the company to send us those for free. And for them to come and install it, it would have been $750. So for John and I to do it, and then I went on the phone and spent all Sunday, doing the recalibration. That saves $750, and it was $250 to overnight it. So we told the crew, or all the golfers, that it's down for the week. Sorry, we're not overnighting it. So saved almost $1,000 with all that. So that was good, but it's a lot. So trying to do what we can, where we can. I know every little bit helps. But
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, monthly Department of Public Works and Parks Department report for the Public Works Committee. You got it consolidated now.
I did
What's that?
consolidated.
So I'll start with the DPW. Last week we did open up our job opening that we let go of an employee earlier this past winter. So that's going, we already have a couple applicants. So gonna wait a few more weeks to see what comes out of it and then start doing interviews. The street sweeper finally is back and running. We went around town Friday and earlier this morning and picked up all our remaining leaf piles, and now we have a guy going all around town sweeping the curbs. We have our brush pickup going on, in the process of lowering our dams right now. When we were in the midst of all the rain, I think our dams were both open about 28 inches. So right now we're working our way down. We're at about 15 down below and 12 up on top right now. So we're making progress to get that back down. A lot of in-house maintenance on equipment, the stuff going wrong early in this year already. We rented a stump grinder and took out about 43 stumps throughout all our parks and city lots that we own. So that was really good. And then after brush pickup gets completed tomorrow, they will be going around to clean up all the chips from that. And then if you notice down by the bridge on North Main Street, the county is working on one of the rails between the concrete and the spancrete of the bridge. So they'll be working on that and tarring it and doing some kind of short-term fix until the bridge gets replaced next year. We're also repairing plow damage right now throughout town. By doing that, we're blackbirdying what we all ripped up people's lawns. And then just a reminder that bulk drop-off starts next month. That is the last Saturday of the month. And then I just got in talk with our electronic drop-off people, and that will be hosted on August 15th. That'd be a Saturday, I believe it's 11 to 2, August 15th at Tyler Park again. So that's for DPW. Is there any questions for the DPW report?
I have a question. For the street sweeper,
Yes.
I think I've mentioned this once before, it never made sense to me why they did it on a Monday when all the trash cans are out there. Isn't that a problem?
I mean, people usually put up the trash can on their terrace, so the curb should be fine, I would think.
Some do, some don't.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if that would be an issue for the person driving the thing.
Oh, no, we want that thing out there, especially since we're as behind as we are. We need that thing out there every day regardless of garbage.
Oh,
can or
every
not.
day? Okay.
For right now until we
I
get
thought it
the
was
street done.
just Mondays.
Oh, no, every
Okay.
day, that thing's out there.
I apologize.
Any other questions?
Any wind damage yet to any of the trees in town?
Nope. Believe it or not, we had, knock on wood, nothing so far from all the tornado sirens and wind we had really no real damage.
Good.
So that was a win. So I'll go into the parks. Obviously grass is growing and we're starting to cut grass in full swing. All our parks have been cut at least once or twice already. We planted some trees over on Tyler Park on the hillside there where the soccer fields are, as well as we planted 2 by the Legion where we lost that one last year during the tornado. we have 15 more trees coming from Modern Woodman in about 2 weeks. Then will be placed in Forkman Park, right across from the cemetery, and then as well as up by City Park, up by Fireman's, where the tornado mainly went through. We also, let's see here, last week we had 2 loads of clay and sand and clay mixture come in, and we did a top dressing on both Diggler and Fireman's Field. So them are both looking very nice right now. We're also working on digging up the pitching mound, the bullpen down by Fireman's batting cage. That thing is pretty much flat. It's not really a mound right now, so we're working on building that back up so there's a nice bullpen up there again. And then lastly, sometime this week, we will be meeting with Fox Den to order the flowers for the Main Street planters that get planted, I believe, in about a month. So that is the Parks report. Any questions?
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
All right, item 5, adjournment. We have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to
Motion
adjourn.
by Smith,
I will second.
second by Kim. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
6:34.
6:34.
I guess finance is next, huh?
Sure is.
Call the finance committee meeting to order at 6, I guess,
34.
24,
34.
34? Gotta fix that clock. Anyway, citizen comments, are there any citizen comments for the,
Did you
Take the roll.
want me to take the roll?
oh, he takes a roll, I'm sorry.
Alderperson Smith,
Here,
Alderperson Baker,
Here.
Alderperson Henkel. Here. We have a quorum.
okay, item number 2, any citizen comments? Seeing none. Item number 3, approval of the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of the March 23rd, 2026.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 4, discuss with possible action, recommendation for a reduced rate for park pavilion rental for St. John's Church. Requested usage dates, March 13th, 2027, March 20th, 2027.
So just to provide an overview of the memo that was in your packet, the city was contacted by a representative from St. John's Lutheran Church. Next year, during their annual rummage sale, their school will not be available to hold said event. They have some work going on. They'd like to move it to the Park Pavilion for the dates listed. But even with the nonprofit rental rate, we had built into the fee schedule in 2026 to rent the entire facility for an entire week, they feel would cut too far into their proceeds. And as a result, they brought this here so you could discuss if you are willing to reduce the rate for the week-long rental.
What is it for a week?
So a week for the Park Pavilion, sorry, I have to scan through her. So I believe we calculated this out because we do 3 days for the nonprofit rate is $437.50 for the entire pavilion. So it would be just over $870 for 6 days. And then to add on a 1 day at the nonprofit rate for the entirety of the pavilion is another $310. So, but it holds up the whole facility for a week. That helps cover some of the costs with it too. But you can see why it would cut into their proceeds.
Is there anything else scheduled for
After that week, no.
no weddings, nothing?
No, as of right now, that one's wide open. Besides the Gilva, that's there every Wednesday and Thursday, but that can get moved.
Is that generally a very busy time?
Hit or miss. This past March, there was, I believe March or April, there was not a soul for rental, but now right now, there's rental every weekend. So I mean, it's hit or miss, but it's wide open right now. I think there's 3 weekends already open still there, so they weren't gonna put you on anything, so it should be good.
Anybody have any ideas about what they should be charged? and what they should be, what the reduction should be.
Pretty much $1,000.
The bill, yeah, what did you say the full bill was? So I have, that's my pocket note is $14.95.
Oh.
That's what I sent them.
Let's see if I can pull up the calculator.
And yeah, I may have added wrong.
Because we would give them the nonprofit rate. So we have $437.50 times 2 plus the 310, it's about $11.85.
And this is for the whole building? Upstairs and downstairs?
Upstairs and downstairs, and
Correct.
my understanding is they were seeking both.
Let's divide that by 2 months, please.
Absolutely. $592.50.
Would 600 be reasonable?
If you did 600, that's less than $100 a day. I can't imagine you guys are coming in to clean daily like you would with a rental. It'd probably just be at the tail end.
So,
Is that your motion, is that your recommendation,
That
600?
is my recommendation.
Anybody else want to make,
I just have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Would they be responsible for cleaning?
Well, she just covered that at the end only.
Yeah, they'll do what every renter has to do, and just take out garbage and stuff like that, and then we do the floor and everything else.
Yeah, they'd be beholden to the same renters agreement
Okay.
if anyone in the public did it. So we have a motion from Molly to offer it for 600 a week. Do we have a second? Sorry, taking over.
I'll
Go
second.
ahead.
I'll second. So, this is a recommendation to the council, I would guess. So,
Correct.
I would make sure that you put in your motion that's non-precedent setting,
Precedent setting,
non-precedent setting.
spell that? No, okay, I'll put that in, if you want to put that in. your
Sure.
motion.
Absolutely.
All right. All in favor?
Good neighbor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item 4.2, discuss with possible recommendation, increase to EMS overnight weekday stipend. What's that about?
I'm gonna tell you. All right, so since we are slowly but surely moving to two-man crews, overnights are getting a little bit tougher to staff, so we are looking for it's an increase of, it works out to be, what should we have now? I wanna go from 286 per hour to 350 per hour just for overnight hours on weekdays. So if we're running a two-man crew, it would be like an annual increase of 2,000. If it's a three-man crew, it would be 3,000. Night times are tough, are getting tough. You know, some people work during the day. We try to cover as much as we can. So that's why I was trying to see if we could do that. Our budget's gonna cover it, so we're not asking for any additional funds. Because we definitely have enough revenue coming in to cover it.
They still, refresh my memory, they used to be required to be nearby, but now they can stay in the building.
Well, we can never say that they have to stay here until we're full-time. Because once we require them to stay at the station, then we fall into that full-time.
Okay,
They have to be within a 7-minute response time.
all right, so they don't have to, okay.
We offer them the ability to stay there.
Like
Which
that or
some people
something?
use, some people don't.
Yeah. Okay,
So this is outside your budget, right?
It's outside what I have budgeted, yeah, but I mean, our current revenue supports it, but it wasn't budgeted for this actual.
So I would remind the committee that we do have quite a few things for EMS that are based off of proposed revenue. And we have yet to see the entirety of a year of what the expanded territory will bring in. So just take that into account. If you're going to add that extra in and that revenue doesn't flush, you've now given that to staff and we're going to have to find a way to budget for it year after year. And we generally don't do wage adjustments like this.
Yeah, typically we don't do wage adjustments
Mid-year.
during mid-year.
I think like
That's the one thing I'm like wondering where it goes, because like I'm kind of like looking at like where we are at now. Like I'm looking at March and I see that the revenues, like right now we should be at 25%. The revenues right now are 31 and the expenses are at 26. And then we're like kind of flushing. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I don't want us to get in over our head.
The only thing that we are really riding the line on right now, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, is maintenance. We are nickel and diming some vehicles that we were not thinking was gonna happen. And we're trying to do the best we can with what we have, but, like I said, the nighttime, it's a 12 AM to 6 AM. It's in the middle of the night. So that's why we're running into, it's hard if you're running back to back to back and then you have to work a full-time job. Yes, I can do it, Devin can do it, we can do it, but then we would literally probably be doing it every other day, which is fine. We have no problem with that. But I still need other people running, because there's times when we just can't.
Well, the two people that we just hired, the two brand new people, are they working night shifts then, or?
They do work night shift also, yeah. So we've been trying to balance their hours between class time and run time during the day, which we're doing pretty good with. By going down to two-man crews during the day, it's gonna help eliminate some of that. Yes, I can move them to overnight, but then I'm really gonna have to adjust their hours.
Sounds like we need a little more information. Let me ask you this, if you're already running into trouble with the maintenance, and this adds another burden, do you have any new contracts coming in that might?
Well, no, but just with the contracts that we got from the village of Lamira and Village of Russ, I mean, that brought in a nice, I mean, that's currently in our equipment replacement fund, which is what we're using if it's anything big. So far, knock on wood, we've only had one thing that's major for this year that's had to come out of there.
You're still running, what, 5?
Or
4, and no spare?
that is our spare. I mean, we have
That is
3 that we normally run, and then the 4th was our spare, so.
I don't know, Mayor, you have any idea? Think we should table this till we find out more about it, or what?
I can give you whatever
I
you're
mean, we
looking
haven't
for.
even started the budget.
What, how many hours are we talking here? 8-hour shift?
6-hour shifts. So I haven't figured out a memo, so if I did at $350 for a 2-man crew, it would work out to be $10,920, which was $8,923, which would bring an annual increase of $1,997. For a 3-man crew, it would be $2,995 difference.
I'm sorry, is that 5 days a week or is it 7?
Just
Oh,
weekdays,
Friday.
not weekends, so.
That's annually too, right?
Correct. And the only reason I came to this is because, like I said previously, is we had 2 members that would normally pick up second unit overnight, and they are not able to do so anymore. So with them not being able to, I need to slide people down to be able to cover 2 units, so.
Well, I tend to be for it, however, our expansion of the EMS, which is phenomenal, by the way, it's best service anywhere in the state, I think. But our promise to the taxpayers was it's gonna be self-sufficient. And if there's a chance that it's not, we can't.
No, and I
Back up.
totally understand that, and I agree that it's not what, I do not want to go against our taxpayers, I'm a taxpayer too. That's not what I'm trying to do. I mean, you know, like, it's a very small increase. It works out to be like 20-some cents per hour. And that's just their on-call time. That doesn't include anything else.
No, I'm looking
Nothing
at
changed.
the cents per hour, I'm looking at the budget impact,
Okay, well, yeah, I see what you're saying.
$9,000, I think is. Are we ready to commit to this now, Mayor, or do we wanna?
My feeling is on it, is that I got a hard rule that, I don't change the budget midstream, so I would say put in your budget for next year, and we can take a look at it. I don't, have all the departments, I don't do increases midstream.
Okay.
So we will, I think, if you get more information, bring it back again.
Okay.
If you get more information on the income.
Will do.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Item number 4.3, discuss with possible recommendation tag center membership breakdown and increase evaluation. That's you, I guess.
I know we've recently been having a lot of conversations about our membership breakdowns, and possible increases and changing our membership structures. Currently, we offer resident, non-resident, individual, family, senior. We have 100 different ways people can be members. We do really well on our daily fees, and we're working on our members to try to get those daily users to be members, which we've changed the marketing options that way. I've met with Mike Kurtz multiple times about different options on how we can change our membership structure. We went to Hartford, we looked at their membership structure, and then we talked to the mayor too about the YMCA's membership. So we're a little bit under what the YMCA memberships are. We're a little bit over what Hartford has. We did look at the Hartford Recreation and saw the subsidy that they give for their recreation center, as well as comparing, I mean, obviously they have a bigger tax base. We talked about different options as far as splitting the memberships, if we do just aquatics or just fitness, things like that. That is something that Hartford does. Mike Kurtz would give the recommendation that we didn't do that. It's hard to track our members, what they're using in our facility. We believe 90% of our users are using the fitness center and not using the pool. We think that there's a small part that has memberships just to use the pool, but they do have options as far as a day pass or a punch card that they can use the pool. So maybe offering an option like just an aquatics pass would be something that we would consider. But we don't know that we want to do aquatics, fitness, or both, like Hartford offers as well. I don't know, but just a couple different options that way. Like I said, I do have some big meetings this week, so hoping to get some better answers after those meetings.
Let's just put it out there. So the tag center last year, between maintenance costs was 160,000 over budget and 160,000 over budget for operational costs for a total of 320. That's not including the $165,000 subsidy we give. So it's almost like $500,000 in the hole. So do we have to probably raise memberships? Yeah. How we go about dividing up, my thoughts are maybe we should take a look at aquatics separately from the memberships of the gym memberships, and try to isolate that, because the majority of the cost at the tag is the pool. That's probably 70% of our cost. So we need to have some hard discussions about how do we proceed so we don't have this deficit every year.
Yeah.
Even with all our extra revenues, we had a big deficit. And I think this year for 26, I'm anticipating it might be a little bit better, but we're still gonna have some issues. When the auditors that are coming, they're gonna be stating the same thing.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The fees just went up not too long ago, I thought.
2
I
years
believe it
ago.
was 2 years ago, 10%.
Did that affect membership at all?
I don't believe so, no. No, our membership continues to increase every year, and I believe, just in conversations with Karen, that we're at like an all-time high right now, so. We believe we have 3,556 members from the numbers I'm pulling on Rec Desk, so. Karen puts out a report every month too of how memberships are affected and things like that.
Right.
I kind of like the idea of splitting just to have aquatics or the gym.
Well, that's why I think we need to do something different, just to put in perspective, the last 2 years, our utility rates went up $70,000 in the last 2 years, so.
Well, and everything's going up, so it's not
Right. But not,
unacceptable
I mean, it's
to
not,
raise.
it's not because of effort. I mean, I see the effort that John and I see the effort that Jess is putting in you know, they're putting in the effort, we're actually increasing our revenues, but our expenses are outweighing our extra revenues, so.
Just our utility costs alone last year were insane.
Right, I did have a meeting with, a couple of companies about maybe looking at solar energy, but there's not many rebates right now, so I don't know if that's feasible, but we're looking into it.
I'd be concerned that if you break it up, you'd actually have less money.
That's our
If you
concern,
have 3,000 members and 2,500 of them choose
just in.
just fitness,
yeah.
you're
That
gonna
kind of
lose
break
money,
down
it's
our
gonna be a
revenues,
lesser
but
cost.
maybe offering just an aquatics membership might give another opportunity for people just to come to just
But
use
at
the
the end of the day,
aquatics
Tony,
and boat. I don't know.
at the end of the day, Tony, it ain't gonna matter, because it's all gonna be filtered into one pot.
And I do think although it may truncate the fees we receive, because we know there's a predominant use of the fitness center.
Right.
TAG has run at a deficit for decades now. I think what it's gonna produce for you are some hard numbers of what that pool actually costs our community.
Right.
So you guys can have some very informed discussions in the future on how we move forward.
Right, because if it comes down to the pool, if we're not generating enough on that portion of the center, we might have to go to referendum and ask the taxpayer for more money.
If they want to support it
Right.
via referendum. So although you may feel the crunch for a year, I think it'll give you hard data.
I kind of like the idea because obviously I don't work out, but I would go swimming. You do?
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite, I like to work out, I don't like.
work out, I don't swim.
I like swimming.
We like, we thought maybe 90% of our members were fitness and not pool. but-
And who knows, and maybe we'd be surprised if you
Yeah.
do offer an
Yeah.
aquatic one, maybe you do get some new memberships you didn't get before.
Right, if it's a lower cost, a lot of the family people would be going, I think.
Right, bringing their kids in
Right.
and stormy days in the summer and
Yeah, and we can draw up a proposal, I can bring that to the next meeting.
Yeah, that sounds good.
whatever happened to, I know we talked about this a while ago too, but offering to neighboring communities.
We'll talk about that next.
Okay. Oh, I see.
So we wanna
Table,
table this. Anybody, do I have a motion to table?
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion, vote and take the roll.
Alderperson Baker.
Aye.
Alderperson Henkel.
Aye.
Alderperson Smith.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Let's see, item number four. Discuss with possible recommendation, setting a reduced rate for tax center memberships for surrounding communities. I don't know how that fits in with the previous one.
It was tabled from the month before.
Yes.
Yeah,
We talked about this last time.
yeah, it sounds to me like you're beating, you're cutting your own throat here.
Okay, may I make a comment? I brought this up years ago, and, there was an issue that it wouldn't work because of the subsidy, from the Bachhumers. Is there a way of dividing that now to do that? Cause I thought it'd be nice to, you know, our Iron Ridge neighbors, Horicon, whatever. But back then it was a problem because of that. It wouldn't equate outright.
Yeah, I feel like it would be hard just to do an outright Dodge County decreased rate, but we did draft a letter to our neighboring communities offering a possibility of doing some type of collaboration. I know that we do something with Kikoski as well where they provide the subsidy. So I think there's a few communities that I can think of that might be apt to do some kind of collaboration with us, whether it be our residents use their facilities and their residents use ours, or if we do that subsidy. So with your permission, I have that letter drafted. I've been working on getting that out to some different communities in Dodge County. I'd like to send that out and possibly, I wrote in there if they would like to reach out for consideration or add to a possible future agenda, I'd like to have those discussions. I know we've met too, and we talked about like a marsh area pool pass was something that we wanted to possibly throw out there. There's, you know, maybe 4 pools in the area that we can do some kind of summer pool pass. We're a little late in the game right now, but maybe getting that out sooner than later, and then each community gets $20 from that pool pass. It's an $80 pass. That was kind of an idea that Annie had brought up. That was a good idea to get some community partnerships going that way. So just two things that I'd like to get out this week, hopefully. That's
The Lockheed Foundation, Lockheed Foundation subsidizes, all memberships for the school district too, so,
20%, right?
yeah, this might violate that agreement. We'd have to get some kind of a waiver on that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
that's
we're-
the subsidies for the school district of Mayville, but
Yeah,
we're giving our own subsidy to other neighboring communities.
right, I know, that's what I meant. This might violate that.
Why?
Well, because if you have a membership that Lockheed is subsidizing for,
They wouldn't be subsidizing this.
well, they would if you're gonna reduce their rate too.
No, we're not reducing their rate. We're just gonna
Other
charge,
communities, if they get a reduced rate to match ours, that
But we're-
defeats the,
but this is only gonna be temporary, and we're selecting which communities we're gonna be targeting.
well,
So Kikoski pays us the difference between a resident and non-resident membership, so their
right,
residents can come
We'd
and
have to
use
get
it at a
that
reduced
from-
rate.
any new agreements too. I think it's a dumb idea, but
Okay, what's your idea?
my idea is to make sure that the horses get fed. They pay their freight. You fix the leaks in the roof, you fix the faulty plumbing, and you make the pool profitable. That's what, not pass out discounts to everybody.
You gotta generate more revenue, so how we generate more revenue?
I don't
Working
know.
with
I never heard of giving stuff away to get more money.
I've heard of you gotta
Community
spend
pays
money to
for the
get money.
subsidy, then we're not losing
We
it.
are certainly spending money.
Right.
What?
If the community pays the subsidy, then we're not losing any money.
Right, that's where we'd like to propose a similar collaboration that way if possible, or if they have a facility like ForestCon that you used to have an agreement with ForestCon, why does that agreement no longer exist, things like that. I mean, discussions with different communities to offer our residents some type of benefit as well as
You know, the
offering our
The
residents.
problem is that we as a city, would have to eat that subsidy up front for at least a year or so to try to get that neighboring community to buy in to a subsidy. Like Kikoski and like, you know, Mayville School District.
Is anybody talking about collaboration with the high school or the school district?
Yeah, I have had discussions with the administrator about different kinds of collaboration, whether it be a officer that's stationed at the school, whether it's, what else we talked about? We talked about recreation, about going into collaboration, a recreation department together. There's a couple other things we've been discussing.
We were just in there too, talking about different opportunities we could provide for summer school, providing swimming lessons
Yeah.
and possibly doing lifeguarding and PE. There's a
They have-
lot of certification requirements that we don't know if we're gonna be able to get done for this year, but maybe in the future.
That's the main thing I was thinking about is the lifeguard program and
Yes.
interning and,
Yeah, the school has a Fund 80, they can actually tax for,
Right.
even in with them using their ball field, stuff like that.
What percentage of membership is outside of Mayville?
So we have about 3,556 members. We have 2,157 of those are from Mayville, so.
1,000.
Outside of Mayville.
Well, third.
have you done any more with the silver sneaker programs or any of those things?
Right now, we have 1,090 seniors from Silver Sneakers and Radioactive and Silver and Fit. Still accepting seniors. We're hoping that bringing in senior meals, we'll be able to get a couple more memberships from them. But adding Strong Bodies is a program that ADRC teaches, and they don't charge us to teach that program, but we are going to charge the people who are taking the class just a $10 fee, so that gives us some revenue for them using the space. And then hopefully new seniors coming in, we can make sure we're promoting those memberships and see what that provides, how many extra seniors we get in that way.
Have we reached out to SSM or Back in Action to do in-pool, physical therapy and stuff like that?
They used to, they don't anymore. Back in Action still does some programs by us, but nothing in the pool. But I do have a meeting with him in May with Kyle from Back in Action to meet with him and see what other opportunities. I'm not really sure why that went away in the pool, but something we would love to offer again if we find the right person.
Good, I would hope you could investigate that. That's, one thing, it's a growth industry in town is old people. I should know, I'm one. Okay.
We have a great group of seniors at the TAG, so I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hopefully to bring more, that would be wonderful.
I'll make a motion to move this on to council.
What, you gonna get a percentage or something? But you wanna move on to council,
Oh, and what the reduced rate would be?
or whatever the motion is. I think they need a little bit more,
What's our reduced rate?
20.
20%.
Oh, we're
And I
ten
will
percent
say,
reduced rate.
the Parks Commission is also looking at options right now too, that go hand in hand with this. So I don't know if between what Parks is discussing as well as, the meetings Jess has coming up, if maybe getting some of that feedback before trying to set hard numbers might be beneficial.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
table this
There you
one
go.
with 4-2.
What, is that a motion?
One more, I'll get you our numbers next
I
week.
mean, 4-3.
Got some big meetings this week, so
All right, my motion is to table
Thank you.
thank you.
So what?
till next month.
Literally resentful there, I think.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't even know, do we need to vote on tabling? I suppose we do.
Yes, it's a motion.
Okay. I guess that leaves item number 5.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. There we go. We are adjourned.
At 7:05. Kim, do you need the gavel or are you okay kicking off personnel?
Oh,
Your chair now.
I didn't know that.
Do you want the
Oh,
highlighter?
never mind.
Good thing you showed up.
No, I don't need that thing.
Okay.
Rob, I like the old gavel, by the way, that we used to have.
Little gavel,
It wasn't that one, it was a bigger one.
yeah.
Start using the bell.
Okay. I will call the Personnel Committee at 7:05. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Olson,
Here.
Alderperson Baker,
Here.
Alderperson Winter. Here. We have a quorum.
Okay. Item number 2, do we have any citizen comments? Seeing none? Can I get approval of the minutes from the April 27th special personnel of the whole meeting?
I move to approve those minutes.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 4, discuss with possible action. Implementation of section 6.3, vacation for the employee handbook update.
So when we last had our special meeting of the personnel of the whole, one of the things we discussed was changing the vacation format. This is where it would have they gain a day yearly. We still follow the same schedule we did previously. We still top out where we did, but it also gives us that verbiage for 2-to-1 on past experience. So we hopefully have less things coming before you. I know it may be a while before we get through the rest of the handbook update, and it was suggested by an alderman that we address this sooner than later, especially because of what had went on with utilities vacation previously. So what I would be asking is that you recommend to council that what you guys had agreed upon at the special personnel meeting, I can move up to common council, so Nicole and I can start orchestrating and working with department heads to review existing full-time staff to see if their vacation is going to be altered with this new policy.
What was the verbiage we came up with? Was it in the back?
It's in a memo, so it outlines the schedule, it has all the 2-to-1 verbiage within that memo as well. It has a caveat that we don't borrow future vacation time. You get what you get. You can't borrow on future years. That the department head helps establish what that recent, and I did update that recent applicable experience. And it still gets approval by the mayor that it is qualified experience to be able to.
Well, the other thing too is I think that, my opinion is if we're gonna do this, it should be from the last employment. I mean, if a guy was, let's say he had spent 5 years in one city, 5 years in another city, and 5 years in another city, I don't think they get 15 years. They should be just the last employment.
I guess I would argue if it's in the same role, they bring experience from all those entities. And certainly, the onus would be on the employee to show what they were doing at that prior place of employment, whether it's through a job description or something of that nature.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't be for it.
I don't think you get to vote.
And this is the verbiage that was agreed on at the last personnel board meeting. Remember.
But I did bring that up about that, previous employment. I mean, I don't think we should be going back, they could have as much experience as they want, 20 years, but the reason they left that employment to go to another city was for a reason. And if we're gonna bridge all this time, I don't think that's right either.
And certainly if there are gaps in employment, I could see that too.
Did you talk to the department head specifically about this yet? And what their thoughts are on how this would be implemented?
No, City Hall would have to establish the implementation
Okay.
process.
So are we looking for a motion to move this to the council?
Correct.
And then the council would discuss.
Would make the formal decision.
Okay. I'll make that motion to move it to the council.
I will second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay. Then can I get a motion for adjourning at 7:10?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are done. Thanks. Time to wait.